Men with power obey neither policy nor principle. No one is different. No one is neutral.
If Superman were here, what would you want to say to him?
That my family too had dreams. To look him in his eye and ask him how he decides which lives count and which ones do not.
There's a new kind of mean in him. He is angry and he's hunting.
I didn't kill those men if that's what they think.
This is what makes you such a good reporter. Stuff like this still shocks you.
I'm older now than my father ever was. This may be the only thing I do that matters.
So falls the house of Wayne.
God is all-powerful. He cannot be all good.
The world only makes sense if you force it to.
Men like that, words don't stop him. You know what stops him? A fist.
You were never a god. You were never even a man.
That dream is all some people have. It's all that gives them hope.
Now God is good as dead.
Men made a world where standing together is impossible.
We will. We have to.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So we finally got to see Jena Malone, who's playing Barbara Gordon. So this is going to be a breakdown of the Ultimate Edition trailer. This is for the Blu-ray they're releasing. All told, it's about an extra half hour of footage, bringing the total running time of the movie closer to 3 hours. So what it does is it just adds a bunch of extra characters, a bunch of contextual scenes, and just balances the tone of the film a little bit better. But I still think of it as more of a Batman film with Superman and Wonder Woman in it. Just tonally, Batman dominates the film, which makes me excited for the Batman solo film. But Justice League is going to feel very different. Like, they've definitely made some adjustments behind the scenes. But here's the new stuff that they added back in. So a whole bunch more of the Superman scenes that are early in the film with him at Lois's apartment, more Clark Kent reporter scenes like him talking to this person here, learning about more things that the Batman has been doing recently that frame his opinion of him. The idea they're trying to get across in the film is the Batman is definitely crossing the line, especially compared to other versions of the Batman that you've seen before on screen. He kills people, so Clark is just learning about that, just saying, okay, this is bad, I have to stop this. There's more visual effects sequences of him doing cool Superman things, especially the desert scene. There is an idea of a very fun Superman in this movie, but a lot of those scenes got left on the cutting room floor. So he does have fun, he has jokes. It's just that the theatrical cut with all this stuff left out just rushed into that conflict. So things get taken to crazy town way faster than they normally would in a Superman film. Usually Superman starts out at like this really average baseline, so he's joking around just being a normal person. Then there's a few more places for the character to go when things get crazy. You know you're in deep shit when Superman gets serious. When he's not able to make a joke about something or give you hope in any given moment, you know you're in big trouble. So that's a lot of what DC is doing in the comic books right now with Rebirth. Just reminding you that these are all very hopeful characters. Even Batman Rebirth is a vast departure from, say, like the Frank Miller version of Batman, which a lot of the film takes inspiration from. It reads more like a Frank Miller story than it does like a traditional DC story. But just like the new Superman scenes provide more context for the character, you learn a little bit more about his viewpoint, where he's coming from, and why he makes certain decisions. The same thing is true of all the new Batman scenes. We get to see Jena Malone, Barbara Gordon, who, although she's a Batman character, provides some point of crossover because she interacts with Lois Lane. But if you remember that scene in Captain America Civil War where Tony Stark is confronted by Alfre Woodard's character who said, "My son died because of the things you did while calling yourself a hero. He was your collateral damage." There's a scene like that, just adding some more context for Superman seeing the collateral damage that he's causing. So the extra scenes don't change the story a whole lot, it just adds more context. Because Lex Luthor, for instance, we have that scene with him communing with the Kryptonian ship where he learns about mother boxes and this greater threat that's coming to Earth. He's basically talking about the new gods and Darkseid. So it informs Lex Luthor's position a little bit better. The other reason they cut a bunch of cool stuff out of Batman v Superman was to get that PG-13 rating, because I think it was closer to an R in terms of violence, just a level of violence in it. So everybody be sure to check it out and let me know what you think. Like, what do you think about the idea of an R-rated Batman movie? That'd actually be pretty crazy, but I don't think that they would ever do it. Pretty much all the other studios making comic book films after Deadpool blew up said that, we're not really changing our plans in terms of movie ratings. I think Suicide Squad would probably be the closest they get to something like that. But let me know in the comments, if they ever did an R-rated DC movie, which character would you want them to do for it? Like maybe a Lobo? They're talking about doing a Lobo film. That might be fun as an R-rated film just because that character is so crazy. I don't know if making a Gotham City Sirens movie like the Harley Quinn spin-off movie that they're talking about, I don't know that making that R-rated would make that better. But let me know which DC movie you would want to see R-rated. In the lighter corner of the DC universe though, Stephen Amell is Casey Jones in Ninja Turtles this weekend. Be sure to go see it. Eat pizza in the theater. I'll be seeing it tonight. I'll post my non-spoiler review tomorrow. It is going to be a fun trip back to my childhood. Most of my time in the fandom was spent with the original animated series in the original movies, but I am really excited and I'm really happy for Stephen Amell that his film career started to take off. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so be sure to subscribe to get that video. I'll be posting some Guardians of the Galaxy later tonight. They've just been talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 film, so a lot of comic book stuff dropping this week. While you guys wait for my next video to post, you can click here to learn all about Marvel's new Civil War event. Just a crazy WTF just happened, so I did a big video for it. And you can click here to learn all about the Flash Season 3 doing Flashpoint things from the comics. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.